Hi guys, this is Ed and welcome to the Outer Dark. Well, none other than a veteran of the CIA has put forth in a letter in which he confirms most people's conspiracies that are happening right now. And for many, it just leads more evidence to the fact that a coup d'etat is actually underway within the United States at the very heights of power. So stay tuned as the Outer Dark brings you 5 confirmations by another CIA officer that the coup d'etat is real. Number 5, first some context. Who is the officer in question? Well, he's named Robert Steele. He was born in 1952 and served in the Marine Corps as a ground intelligence officer before he joined the CIA and served for 10 years as a clandestine services case officer. In fact, he would have probably worked with these kinds of guys and these kinds of guys. But just what did Robert Steele say? Well, number 4, his first point as stated in his letter, which will be linked of course in the comment section, is that the NSA was in fact behind the DNC hacks, leaking the information to WikiLeaks. They did this because they were upset with the way that Hillary Clinton was sending, and get this, unprotected emails to an IP address in Saudi Arabia and Qatar. Now what does that mean? Well, remember that Hillary Clinton's close associate is Abedin, who many believe is a Saudi Arabian asset for the intelligence community of Saudi Arabia. Now it is important to note that what Robert Steele is saying is that she sent classified information directly to Saudi Arabia and Qatar, directly to them, in emails. What type of information would have been sent? Well, most likely, as a number of researchers have stated, including anonymous posts by FBA Anon, it might possibly have been information regarding SAP programs within the United States. That is, deep underground classified programs. If you don't know what a SAP program is, it stands for Special Access Program, and it runs under the highest level of classification. They run things like this. And while they're run by people like this, in fact, as I had stated in my other video, you could literally pick any enemy in the world, but it wouldn't want to be these guys. A number of researchers have in fact gone on to speculate in this research area that Hillary Clinton was using the Clinton Foundation as a pay-for-play scheme in order to get kickbacks for the sales of this information. That is, you send them classified information to Saudi Arabia, then you get a major speaking fee or donation. Remember, the speaking fees for the Clintons alone, and not excluding the donations, range in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. Number 3, and for many, this is a bombshell, since Robert Steele's next statement is that John Podesta has, what Robert Steele notes, is a very strong possibility of being a pedophile. Robert Steele noted in his statement, alluding to the fact that he had to choose this language very carefully for legal reasons. But this statement has hit a lot of people hard, since at the moment there is a worldwide investigation regarding John Podesta's emails and those that surround him. As you can see in this strange email sent to John Podesta, in which many people have speculated that the ages of the individuals in the poll, the numbers beside their names, can only in fact in this context mean children. This is further collaborated with other dot connections, such as the kinds of artwork that John Podesta actually collects. This information was leaked to WikiLeaks. In this case, Roger Steele states, was the result of a hacker who he states was working with the NSA. The NSA most likely using a third or fourth party set of actors in order to claim no direct involvement. Number 2, the respected CIA veteran Robert Steele goes on to state more leaks came from WikiLeaks from none other than the New York Police Department, after it confiscated a laptop by Anthony Weiner, which a number of researchers have stated had over 650,000 emails on it, many of which contained classified emails and information. Of course, Anthony Weiner being, for those who don't know, the actual husband of Abedin, the woman that is in the center of this, and who many are speculating is in fact a Saudi Arabian spy. At this point, Robert Steele states that the FBI immediately sequestered this machine, the laptop, but before they took the machine into custody, the NYPD made sure to copy all the emails and information. Robert Steele states that the NYPD has evidence of treason on the behalf of Hillary Clinton and Abedin in taking money from Qatar and Saudi Arabia directly correctly. Number 1. Here is the kicker, but before I go on to number 1, let me just reiterate the words for context of the statement from Dr. Steve Pieczenik, who was the former Undersecretary for 4 US presidents and is widely regarded as one of the people responsible for the psychological strategic overthrow of the Soviet Union in combination with the CIA in the 1990s. Take a listen.
The important part to remember is also that not all the information has come out with regards to Weiner and his sexting to a 15-year-old North Carolina teenager. The real issue underlying a lot of Bill Clinton's nefarious activities as well as Hillary Clinton's sexual activities is the fact that we know that both of them have been a major part and participant of what's called the Lolita Express, which is a plane owned by Mr. Jeff Epstein, a wealthy multimillionaire who flies down to the Bahamas and allows Bill Clinton and Hillary to engage in sex with minors. That is called pedophilia. And as a result of the excellent work that the New York Police Department does in tracking pedophiliacs, they also have a record of both Hillary, Bill, and other people associated with the Clintons with regard to pedophilia.
Now you've heard that, let's go back to the kicker in Robert Steele's testimony. He states that when the NYPD took the actual laptop and reinforced the narrative that was widely being investigated, that there was in fact information reinforcing the idea of female and male pedophilia at the highest ranks of the Democratic Party. Think about that for a moment and refer back to John Podesta's emails and also the statement Robert Steele made on John Podesta. If we were going to entertain these ideas for a minute, it would show that indeed there is a massive pedophile ring operating at the heights of power, indeed something that is no doubt larger than we see on the surface. After investigation, the rabbit hole could in fact go far, far deeper. But you might ask, why would this happen? How is this possible? Well, remember, this has happened in numerous places before, in the UK for an example, and with the actual Franklin cover-up in the 1980s and 70s. The idea or the main hypothesis put forward to researchers why there seems to be mass clusters of pedophilia at heights of power is in fact that pedophilia is a way for the intelligence agencies or other parties to control politicians and people in high positions of power. They in effect put in place surveillance so that you have to have these types of stigmatic sexual preferences in order to climb the ladder. Thus, from surveillance and other covert means, they can always hold you under control by using blackmail and other subversive means. But now the house of cards seems a bit shaky, with the table underneath it getting a good vibration from all the leaks, at least by WikiLeaks and a number of other researchers. Dots are starting to connect, and indeed something big seems to be down the road. Will a huge organization, you have to ask yourself, literally in control of billions of dollars worth of resources, let their house of cards come down? Well, that's an interesting question, and that is a precursor to the actual evidence that has been outlined by researchers now that the coup is not finished, it is still underway, and who knows what side will actually come out on top. But at the end of the day, guys, you have to decide for yourselves. Go out and do your own research and come to your own opinion. But if you did like the video, please do give it a thumbs up and let me know what you think in the comments section. What do you think is happening? Do you have any more leads or links to any other information that people might find interesting that you'd like to share with us? Or maybe just your overall idea of what's going down. Anyway, guys, this is Ed from The Outer Dark, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.